She said, "I accidentally burned down your restaurant, but insurance will pay $3 million. My life's work and the insurance had lapsed 3 days earlier." I replied, "These things happen." Then investigators found she'd done it deliberately to cash out, except there was no cash. I'd run Riverside Grill for 22 years, built it from a food truck into a full restaurant with a waiting list every weekend. My partner Lisa came on board 8 years ago. She handled the books and front of house operations while I ran the kitchen. We were 60-40 partners. It worked, or I thought it did. The call came at 4:17 a.m. on a Tuesday. I remember the exact time because I thought someone had died. Lisa's voice was shaking. "There's been a fire. The whole place is gone. I was doing late inventory and something must have sparked in the kitchen. But don't worry, the insurance will cover everything. We had that $3 million policy, remember?" My blood went cold. 3 weeks earlier, I'd gotten the renewal notice. $12,000 annual premium. Business had been slower than usual. Food costs were killing us. I'd meant to pay it, kept meaning to pay it, but I'd put it off. The policy lapsed 4 days ago. 4 days. I drove there in sweatpants. Fire trucks everywhere. The building was a blackened shell. The sign I'd commissioned from a local artist was melted plastic dripping onto the sidewalk. 22 years of work reduced to ash and twisted metal. Lisa was standing there in yoga pants and a jacket, mascara running down her face. "I'm so sorry. This is all my fault, but we'll rebuild. The insurance will make us whole." I just nodded. These things happen. She hugged me, crying into my shoulder about how we'd come back stronger. All I could think about was those 4 days. 4 days between coverage and catastrophe. But something felt wrong. Lisa doing late night inventory? In 8 years, she'd never done inventory. Always said it was beneath her position as co-owner. She managed marketing and kept the books. Why would she be there alone at 1 a.m. on a Tuesday? I went home but couldn't sleep. Kept replaying her words. Something sparked in the kitchen. But our kitchen had been inspected 2 months ago. Everything was up to code. New fire suppression system. Commercial grade equipment. Then I remembered our security cameras backed up to the cloud. The physical system was destroyed, but the footage from the past 30 days should still be accessible. I logged in at 6 a.m. Started scrolling backward through Tuesday night. There was Lisa arriving at 11:52 p.m. She wasn't carrying inventory clipboards or a laptop. She was carrying 2 red gas cans. My hands started shaking. The footage showed her methodically pouring gasoline throughout the dining room, the bar area, my kitchen. She moved like someone following a checklist. At 1:42 a.m., she lit a rolled up newspaper and tossed it onto the bar. Then she walked out the back door and stood in the parking lot watching. She burned down my restaurant on purpose. I sat there for an hour just staring at the screen. Part of me wanted to confront her immediately, but the calculated way she'd done it, the performance, the tears, this wasn't impulse. This was planned. I called a lawyer, then the fire department's arson investigation unit. Detective Williams came to my house that afternoon. I showed him the footage. His expression went from neutral to genuinely angry. "She doesn't know the insurance lapsed," I said quietly. He looked at me. "She destroyed your uninsured property thinking there was a $3 million payout coming? Appears so." For a week, I pretended everything was normal. Lisa kept texting me about the insurance claim. "We need to file ASAP. The sooner we file, the sooner we rebuild." Every message made my skin crawl. Then she had her meeting with the insurance company. My phone exploded an hour later. She was screaming, "The policy lapsed? How could you let this happen? Do you understand what you've done? We have nothing now. We're ruined." I stayed calm. These things happen. She hung up on me. Called back 20 minutes later with a completely different tone. Sweet, calculated. "Tommy, I'm sorry," I yelled. "Listen, I've been thinking. That developer who wanted to buy our lot last year, they're still interested. They'd probably pay $2.5 million even with the fire damage. We could split it and both start fresh." There it was, the backup plan. I told her I'd think about it. 2 days later, Detective Williams called. "We're ready to move. Can you come down to the station tomorrow?" The next morning, they arrested Lisa at her condo. She was in pajamas when they put the handcuffs on. The security footage played in court 3 months later. Her lawyer tried to claim temporary insanity from financial stress, but they found her laptop search history. How long does it take for a building to burn completely? Best accelerants for structure fires. Insurance claim timeline after total loss. The prosecutor showed the jury her credit card statements. $80,000 in debt, behind on her car payment. She'd been living way beyond what the restaurant paid her. The developer bought the lot for $1.8 million. After paying off equipment loans and legal fees, I walked away with $300,000. Not enough to start over. Not at 54, not in this economy. But Lisa got 12 years for arson and attempted fraud, all for insurance money that didn't exist.